about mental health from their personal journeys. If you have not already hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead, do that now so that you never miss an episode. Hello, everybody. Look how long my hair has gotten since then. Oh my goodness.
That's nice.
Actually, very sad story. I dyed my hair last week, and not a single person in my life has noticed.
Ooh.
It's really
Yeah.
kind of heartbreaking, actually.
Yeah.
So
Those people.
So if everybody wants to make me feel better, write in the comments how beautiful it looks after I haven't washed it in a week. It's great. It's great.
I can't speak to the washing, but I think it looks fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, welcome to very late at night for me, but really it's not that late at all, but that's okay. With us today, we have Jason Kristopher. Hello.
Hello.
Where are you joining us from?
Pensacola, Florida, believe it or not. So I'm not as crazy as you might have expected just from being Florida man, which technically I guess I am. But you know, I see enough of it here. So yeah. It's a real thing. Florida man is based on a real story, based on a true story. Man.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
So Florida, that's still Eastern time zone, right?
Technically, we are not. Pensacola is on the Panhandle, and so we call our I don't, but a lot of people around here call us Lower Alabama. So we're 7 miles from the Alabama border, so you could throw a rock and hit it, basically. So we're still Central Time, but I get that a lot. And it used to say on my when I bought my house, my closing agent had on her emails, "We are in Central Time," giant letters. So
oh, that's hilarious. Time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I would have just assumed, but I'm...
Yeah, as everybody did, as I did before I moved here. I didn't even know. So.
I didn't know that Florida kind of crossed two time zones.
Mm-hmm.
Does Ontario? Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not very geographically inclined, so I'm going to stop thinking about geography now, because it's not my strong suit at all. And we're going to talk about you. So
fantastic.
Tell us...
My favorite subject.
Tell us who Jason Kristopher is.
Jason Kristopher, well, it feels weird to say that in the third person.
Right.
I am a full-time author and publisher. I write novels in many genres, including novels and short stories. And most of my stuff is in horror, sci-fi, basically what you would consider genre fiction. I also own a publishing company. Yeah, me too. I own a publishing company, and we publish everything from Asperger's to zombies. And I say Asperger's because we published that before it became part of, got folded back into autism. But we have everything from Asperger's to zombies, fiction, nonfiction, all that stuff. So, pretty busy guy. And I have a side hustle that pays the bills and most of the bills and that kind of thing.
Okay, so that's what you do, but that was not the question. Who are you and your soul?
That is true. Yeah.
Everyone does that, though. It's hilarious. Everyone does that.
I've always known I was supposed to be a storyteller. I didn't know exactly how that was going to shake out, but I felt like it was probably writing, and I was right. So yeah, I'm meant to be a storyteller. I've been telling stories my whole life, whether that was jokes or, something more involved like a novel or something like that. But yeah, that's who I am at my core.
Okay. And a Florida man.
Mm-hmm.
So you said before you moved there, where'd you live before that?
I kind of lived in a lot of different places, really. I grew up, I was born in Waco, Texas. And, in the last 30 years, I've never failed to get a laugh with that joke. I actually was born there, but I did not, in fact, know David Koresh, and that's a reference that most of your audience may or may not
I don't know who that is. So
yeah, he was the guy responsible for the whole cult thing that happened in Waco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
my kid would know then.
Yeah, fair enough. I left Texas when I was about 10, moved to Colorado, grew up there. I feel like I'm more Colorado than Texan, but moved back to Texas when Colorado's economy crashed.
Again, I'm not super good with geography, but isn't like Texas and Florida warm and Colorado cold?
It depends on who you ask, but Colorado is cold for Texans, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I moved back to Texas, and I spent about almost 20 years in Texas. In Houston, God, I do not recommend. 2 thumbs down. For me, personally. I'm not trying to say Texas. I mean, Texas is awful in some ways, but There
So
are
is
nice
every
parts of
place.
Texas, and there are really nice Texans that I know. But I decided that I needed to get out of there. I went back to school, and the only place really to get a degree in what I was looking to get a degree in was in Pensacola or um, Eastern Carolina University or um, far northeast, up in the northeast, or back in Texas in Galveston.
So what was that you went back to school for?
Maritime archaeology. So you can think of it like underwater Indiana Jones, but yeah.
But I'm trying to put together that you're a full-time author and you went to school for
Yeah, the
what,
two have nothing to do
like
with each other. Although
right?
the one,
It's
maritime archaeology does give you a lot of ideas for novels or
that's true.
stories. So,
That's
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
that,
I
and
would
I
read that.
basically, I wanted to make more money at my day job. So I wanted to get a
Okay.
college degree, and the only college degree that was at all interesting to me was in history. I loved being in, on, or under the water. So maritime
Okay.
archaeology it was. But,
I
as it
didn't
turns
even know
out,
that
I'm not.
was.
Yeah, nobody does. Nobody knows it's a thing. There's less than 100 maritime archaeologists around the world. So,
I don't doubt that. And they're all
yeah.
looking for Atlantis.
Well, not so much Atlantis. More it was like they are what you can think of as academic treasure hunters, sort of.
That's why they're looking for Atlantis. We're saying the same
And
thing.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to it. And
Okay.
I will randomly interrupt you, as I tend to do. So start your story wherever makes the most sense for you. And yeah, I'm just going to interrupt you randomly.
Okay. My story is. It's a big story.
Usually is.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't really think about it, but until you asked, but my focus has always been on storytelling. I've always been a big dreamer. I read a book appropriate for the audience today. I read a book called Driven to Distraction about 25 years ago. I think it was the 7th edition of that book. And at the time, I knew I had ADD, which had made a significant impact on my life as a child. But I wasn't diagnosed until I was in high school. And subsequent to that, I read this book and was finally like, oh, I feel so seen. You know, this is who I am. And it describes two different types of ADD. One is very impulsive and high energy and everything like that. And one is just the kind that, like me, that would stare out the window and dream all day because they're absolutely phenomenally bored by whatever environment they're in.
I'm sorry I bore you.
No, this was 25 years ago. But I got on some good medication, and then healthcare being what it was in this industry, in this country, here in the States anyway, I was not able to stay on that, and that affected a lot of my life. So, staying on topic for your show, that was which is tough, believe me. As everybody who's watching this should know. So hey, how about that? Yeah. It's been a challenge because for most of my life I didn't have good health care, and so I wasn't able to get the medication that would have helped. So I had to develop coping mechanisms outside of that. Now, recently I've been able to get decent health care and get on some medication that's really helped me. And that's not any shade to anybody who believes in coping mechanisms without medication.
Yeah.
For me, the medication worked. For me personally, it's Wellbutrin.
Okay.
And that has made, I've been on it for over a year and a half, and it's made a significant positive impact in my life.
Awesome.
Aside from the fact that I'm generally more focused, it's really made me feel better about, not
That's
necessarily the physical effects, but the physiological effects, but it's the mental effects, the emotional effects. Like, I am a normal functioning human now, so even if it means
I mean,
have
what
to
is
take-
normal?
Right, exactly, normal, but it's allowed me to really dial in, and as a matter of fact, this is so funny, it just occurs to me now how ironic this is. My word of the year, like everybody does their word of the year, my word of the year for 2025 was focus, which is really funny
Well,
when
then.
you consider I have really strong ADD. But partly because of the medication, I was able to focus, but also that just drilling down, knowing what I wanted, getting the goals that I needed to get done so that I could make 26 what I
Okay.
wanted it to be.
So goals. They are great and awful and fantastic and the most biggest pain in my.
They really are.
Oh
They
my
really are.
gosh. So I say this because every so often I have to stop because I am very, well, I'm autistic. But I recently am thinking I'm probably also ADHD and probably
Hmm.
both. But
They
that's
tend
fine.
to go hand in hand. Yeah.
They do, right? They
Yeah.
do. It's TikTok. TikTok is showing me all of those like Audi. How do they say it? ADHD. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
that's one reason I'm not on TikTok. And
I love TikTok for animals. But anyways, there's a few people that I like, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I'm probably both. Whatever. The
mm,
doctor only told me the one for now. Um, as my husband likes to say, can't get any more tax breaks if I'm any more crazy than I already am. It's fine. It's
fair
fine.
enough. Yeah, yeah,
Right? So I don't
exactly.
need more than one. Um, but so every so often I have to stop and go, oh crap, I'm doing too many different things
Mm,
and I need to refocus,
refocus. Yeah.
refocus on stuff. And then, yeah, go through the goals of what is it
Mm.
that I'm actually trying to achieve. Oh, and everybody look at my pretty nails because I'm going on vacation soon. I just got them done and they're so bright.
That's fantastic. Where are you going on vacation? Not to
Cuba.
derail, but nice,
So
nice.
excited. It's our
I live where other
fourth.
people vacation, so
Right? Exactly. Yeah. No, I live in cold. We have snow
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, so
You go to
peace
the
out.
beach. Oh yay! I'm gonna drive 15 minutes to the White
Yeah,
Sands
yeah. You
Beach
know
where I
what?
live
This
next
interview
day.
is over. I don't like you anymore.
Mhm.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, hey, in my defense, it snowed this morning for the second time for 2 years in a row. It has snowed here in Pensacola, which had never happened for literally last year. I didn't believe this. My dad got less snow the entire winter season. He lives in northern Colorado.
Okay.
Than I did in one day here in Pensacola. We got 10.5 inches of snow in Pensacola. And I can't do the metric conversion there, but ten
I
and a
don't know. It's
half
like a foot,
inches
right? And so a
yeah,
foot's like this
it's more or
ish.
less a foot. Yeah,
Distance. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
and it was on the top of my garbage can. It was 10.5
Oh my
inches of
goodness.
snow, and I grew up with snow, but my partner and her daughter and my dog had not. So it was.
You did not tell me you had a dog.
I do, I do.
How
He.
dare you?
I don't.
What
Oh, you
kind
know
of
what?
dog is it? What is their name? What do they look like?
His name is Brando. He is getting up there in age just a little. He's an older gentleman. He's in his early teens, but he's just kind of a mutt. I don't know if you can see it, but this is Brando.
Oh my gosh, she's
Yeah, this is a few years ago when he
beautiful.
was a little bit younger.
Oh,
And my favorite photo of him is actually this one.
oh, move it a little bit. Oh,
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
yeah, and believe it or not, he actually took that photo.
Oh,
I had the
that's
phone. I was
hilarious.
like, "Look, this is you," and he pawed at the screen and hit the. I'm like, "Perfect,
Oh,
perfect."
he's a
Yeah,
genius. He's a genius. Oh,
yeah,
I love
and
him
he's
so
only
much.
like 20 pounds. He's very smart, but he's also got severe separation anxiety. So my
Yeah.
partner Jen's, she's keeping him in the other room so that he doesn't keep knocking at the door trying to get in
Yeah.
on the show.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
I
that
have one
was
dog on my bed, but I have the virtual background because
sure.
yeah, she's sleeping.
They were amazed by the snow, but it does. There was that level of snow had not occurred in Pensacola in recorded history for 500 years. So, so,
Wow.
so it's not all sunshine and roses down here as much as
Okay,
I like to
okay.
think.
All
So,
right, all
it
right.
also is
That's cool.
literally the rainiest place in the states by volume. It
Really?
rains. It rains more here than anywhere else in the country. Yeah.
Oh.
I did not. This was not in the brochure when I moved here. Nobody put this into disclosure for my house when I bought it. Nobody said, "Hey, you're gonna have a rain catchment system that overflows because it rains so much."
Wow,
Anyway,
that's hilarious. All
yeah,
right. Like I said, this is how this show goes. It's
sure.
fun.
I love that.
Um, so we're talking about focus and
Hmm.
goals. So yeah, so every so often, I go, oh my gosh, I'm doing too many things, and I think a lot of people can relate to this because
Yeah.
we want to do this and we want to do that and we want, but like there's only so much time in the day. So refocusing on what is important and what the end goal is, it always comes back to doing this show.
Hmm.
Um, is really important. So do you
Mhm.
have any specific coping skills or tips that help you to
I
figure
do.
those out?
I do. There's two things that I would suggest. The first one, you may have heard this before. It's theoretically a joke, but it's really not because I apply it to so much of my life. How do you eat an elephant?
With a fork and a knife?
One bite at a time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Hmm. So
I have to tell. Oh my god. So ah, I'm sorry, I'm laughing too much
it's
because I'm thinking
okay.
of something.
Laughter
So
is awesome.
right, so I'm in this business group. Well, technically, I just visit it now. I used to be in it. Anyways, that's a side note. But anyways, there's this person in there, Paul. He's a good guy. Really like him. He's my life insurance guy. Switched over to him. Um, but so in this business group, there's one professional for each type of job. So whatever, there's like 40 people in the group, and so they have goals of the group itself needs to make X amount of money or whatever. And so they have a president and a vice president or whatever. So Paul the one year was vice president. And his whole thing, because it was $1 million was the goal or something like that. And he goes, "Do you know how to eat a 5,000 pound marshmallow? One
One
bite
bite
at a
at a
time."
time.
And
Yeah.
he said that every stinking week. So
Yeah,
when you
and
said that, I don't know how I didn't know the answer. It's because
his
you
is
said
much
elephant,
more palatable.
right? Exactly.
Literally and
Exactly.
figuratively, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
But it's just so funny.
it applies to so much of life, because especially with neurodiverse people, we tend to get overwhelmed very easily. Some of us more easily than others, obviously, but and we often do it to ourselves. But the thing for me that has really made sense is focus on the next step. I'm not looking at saving the world. I'm looking at how do I save this starfish. That's another good example from that meme that floats around all the time. When the girl's walking on the beach, and she's throwing stranded starfish back in the water, and the guy says, "The beach is full of these things. You're not going to make any difference." And she said, "It made a difference to that one." Right. So the thing for me is not to focus on the big picture. I have a big picture. But I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the next step to get to that big picture. So if I'm cleaning out the garage, I'm not focused on the idea like there's so much to do. I not get overwhelmed.
Yes.
I break it down. I break it into chunks, and I
Have you
say,
seen
okay,
Frozen 2?
I am not.
It's
No,
heartbreaking. It is
I,
the best kids' mental health
I.
movie
So
without
I've
actually.
heard.
It's amazing. We watched it again today. My grandson wanted to watch it again.
Okay.
And the one part, I mean, there's so many good tips. I've talked about this movie so many times, but the one part of it specifically, and Anna starts to sort of sing a song about this, is do the next best thing.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah, just take the next step in your journey. Don't worry about the end result because the
Yeah.
journey is the goal, not the destination. And so that was the first thing that was just absolutely life changing to me. And the second thing that I'm doing is I'm actually developing a master class around this that I'll be teaching maybe next month, but possibly next year, depending on which conferences I go to and I'm
Yeah.
invited to teach at. The idea is that it's goals, missions, and visions beyond the buzzwords is the title of the class.
Okay.
And the idea is that you have a stool. Right, and I'm still working through this, so I may be talking this out while I'm.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Do it.
so you have a stool of productivity, and that productivity is essentially got three legs, and the legs are your goals, your mission, and your vision. And you can also think of it as the why are you doing things is your vision statement. How you do them is your mission statement, and what you're actually doing is your goals, right? So if you look at a goal, you don't say, I'm going to design a better house, or I'm going to renovate my entire house. That can't be your goal. It's too big a goal. And we go back to eating the elephant. So your goal is to redo your bathroom, or your goal is to redo the tile floor in your bathroom. And your mission is to have a bathroom that you like, or you could make your mission a little broader and say, my mission is to have a house that I really enjoy. And then your vision is to be happy where I'm at. So if you separate things out into that layer, and again, this class is still in development, so it sounds like it's kind of all over the place.
No,
But yeah,
it makes sense to me.
yeah, the idea is that you filter every goal through the lens of how you accomplish that goal and why you're doing it. And if you look at, okay, this goal, I have a goal to redo the tile floor, how I'm going to do it and why I'm going to do it are equally as important as what I'm actually doing. To put it another way, how you do things, how you do anything is how you do everything. Right? I don't remember who said that. It was somebody much smarter than me. But if you don't do things for the right reasons, the why, and you don't do them in the right way, that's the how, then you're never going to be happy with the end result. That's the goal. And it's very difficult for you to stay focused on that goal if you don't fully, especially for neurodivergent people, you don't fully understand why you're doing something. Because as you, I'm sure, know, and so many of your viewers know, because I said so is not the reason for me to do something. You know?
No, it's the reason that your kid needs to go do something. It's
exactly. Exactly. You can tell me what to do, and I will go do it. But if you tell me why to do it, then we will be on the same page, right? And so I think it's just as important, especially for neurodivergent people, to know why they're doing something as to actually what they have to accomplish. Because half the time you look at, well, I'm doing this, why am I doing this? Well, actually digging into that and figuring out why you're doing something really enhances the ability to complete that goal, because you may just have, scattershotted and, well, I need to get this done, so I'm going to go get this done. But if you really dig into it, think about why you're doing it, you might not need to do it at all. Or it maybe needs to be accomplished with some other goal, or it needs to be done in a different way. And the digging in and finding the underlying foundational reason for doing things, I think really, really helps, especially neurodivergent people, figure out a way to long-term make that sea change in the way that they do things. And it can apply to any part of life. It's not just about business or work or anything like that. It can be, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Really digging into that. And it is not easy to really dig into that. You have to do the work. And boy, let me tell you, I am not the first one to want to do that work. But I have discovered over the years that if you commit to learning, to being open to change, as hard as that is for me, then you will find that your productivity excels. You just, and the stress goes away. The stress that I have from all these different goals, and I used to do it like a fiend. At one point I was doing a project for my publishing company, and I had, not even kidding, I had maxed out the number of tasks in a project on Todoist. And do you know how high that task? Let me tell you.
That's really, really high.
Yeah, it's close to 500 tasks. And so I had maxed out that. And then I went back and looked at it again. I'm like, why am I doing this, and this?
Yeah.
I don't have to do half of that list. Because if I do this way, this other task this way, this sort of master or higher level task, if I do it this way, then all of those other things are completed with it. So I just have to sit there and interrogate every time I create a new goal. Why am I creating this goal? Can it be accomplished faster, better, differently, or does it even need to be done? So those are the two coping mechanisms that have really, really, really helped me. And writing, so I guess the third one would be foundational to write it down. If I don't write it down, it doesn't exist. So even if it's just like I write it down on a Post-it note and I toss it away immediately, the fact that I wrote it down cements it in my brain.
Right, there is something to actually physically writing it down that then goes into the brain.
Yeah, ADD people, we have awful memories, and it's the way I explained it to my partners. We have all the information. All the information gets stored the same way as it does for everybody else. It's the access to that information that we have a problem with. And I visualize it as this little guy standing in front of a wall of all these boxes where all the information is stored. And he's trying to go, for most people, it's just going in and grabbing information and doing the things that he needs with it.
Yeah.
At least for me, for ADD people, there's this giant wheel of iron in front of it that has very random openings in it, and he has to wait until that wheel comes around and he can snatch that idea out. But every other time he's just going to bonk into it. So it's a kind of a weird way to think about it, but it's not that
but
the
I get
wheel
it.
isn't there. Yeah,
It's very
it's the
visual.
access that's the problem.
Yeah, I'm a very visual person, so that was actually very helpful.
Good. So am I.
I know at my day job, the one girl keeps yelling out addresses at me. I'm like, if I don't see the map, I cannot tell you who does that area.
Right.
So I get up and I go
Right.
over to her desk. It's not far to her desk, and I'm like, and as soon as I see it, I'm like, boom, it's this person. I'm like,
Yeah.
tell me a name. No idea. No idea. Like I must see to do.
I really feel that. I really feel
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so, and this is what I love about the show. We're all over, which means you have to come back because we barely even touched the surface of the actual story of your life. But I do want to touch on it just a little bit before we get on.
Sure.
So you knew as a child that you had it, like something was off. Off is a bad word, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah.
But you said that you weren't diagnosed until a teenager? So...
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I had internalized the idea as a child, but as a teenager, I could see that other people had focus that I didn't have, that were able to pay attention in class. Now, part of the reason I didn't pay attention in class was because, and I've not, in 50 years, I've not found a way to say this that doesn't sound arrogant, but I was so much further ahead than everybody in all of my classes. And part of that was because my mom was an English teacher for a lot of years before she became a homemaker, and I was reading before I was in first grade. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was reading. I read. A voracious reader.
Yeah.
And so by the time I got into what we call big boy school, so like middle school for us, or junior high school, whatever you want to call it.
Grade 7, 8, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be
so
us.
I was not more mature than everybody else, although to some degree I guess I might have been. But I was so far beyond in what I knew that every class was so boring. And I'm looking around at these people and I'm like, how are you paying attention to this? I already know this. Don't you already know this? How do you not already know this? And so I barely cracked a book in school. The only reason I did any math homework was because you had to do. The only reason I cracked the math books was because you had to do the examples over in the book.
Yeah.
And I still got mostly A's and B's, and it was just because I already knew the information, or I was able to take it in while I was busy writing a story longhand on a yellow pad about Star Trek intelligence officer.
I used to get in so much trouble in high school because the teacher would be teaching their thing, and I'd be sitting there writing my own stories, writing my own poems, whatever, and she'd be like, "What's the answer to this, Randy?" And I'd be like, "Blah blah blah," and she'd be like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. First couple of weeks with a new teacher, they got to the idea. They got around to the idea, like, okay, this guy knows this, or this woman knows this, and they just stopped giving you, or they stopped giving me that hard time because they knew that I knew the situation. And it wasn't like I was failing every test. I was getting A's on every test. So it's like, okay, this kid has to be here. I do remember that I took so much English that my final year was mostly math in high school, which sucked because I hate math. And one of the classes that I took for credit was called novel. That's just what it's called. Novel.
Okay.
And so the idea of this class is that you read a book and you write a book report. You read a book, you write a book report. You read a book. Everybody reads
right up
the
your
same
alley.
book. Right. Everybody reads the same book and you write a book report. And so this is my senior year, so I'm full of myself, and ready to get out of here and be done. And and I go to the teacher and I say, "This is the reading list after the first class." And I say, "This is the reading list?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "I've read 15 of these 16 books." And she said, "You already have?" I said, "Yeah." If I come in with this list with a book report for each of these, do I even have to come to class? She goes, "Sure. You come in with a book report for all of those books, and then you don't have to come to class." This was on a Friday. Monday morning, I stopped by her office. I hand her the book reports, 16 book reports. Yeah. She said, "I thought you'd only read 15." I said, "Yeah, I read the other one on Saturday." So she goes, fine. So I got an A, and I never had to go to class. It was the last class of the day anyway, so it was.
Oh, that's perfect then.
Yeah, and she was. And,
Oh, that's fun.
you know, I had so many teachers where I was friends with the teacher because I was so far ahead of the rest of the students in terms of what I knew, and because of that, my level of maturity, you know, they were just like, it was fun to teach me because I was always asking the questions that all the other students were like, okay, whatever, you know. And when they were teaching something that I was actually interested in, I would ask all the questions. They would get to have an engaged student instead of just a sea of blank faces. So.
Oh, that's hilarious! I love that for you. So yeah, you'll definitely have to come back one day because we are needing to get to the end bits. So.
Sure.
First, before you selfishly promote yourself, shamelessly, there we go,
shamelessly, sure.
Self-promote.
Selflessly I can do. Shamelessly I can do too, but...
Right, I was trying to think of the right
things,
word.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame it on it being late.
Fair enough.
Well, my grandson is over and I love him, but he's busy, so I cannot keep up with him. Oh, boy.
Yeah. I understand.
So what would be your piece of wisdom to somebody who is struggling to do focus? Focus is your word of the year. Last year.
Last year, fortified this year. So focusing, fortifying, and then I can't, because I have ADD, I can't remember the third one that I had picked up for next year, but forward, something like that. But the thing to me, the thing that I've learned in the last 50 years about having ADD is be kind to yourself. You know, and not just be kind to yourself. One of the best pieces of advice I ever heard was, you have a lot, all of us neurodivergent people, we all have that voice, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. You berate yourself, right? Because, man, you're a piece of trash because you didn't get this goal done. You've been doing that for years. You're hearing that little voice. You've been trashing yourself. Has it worked? Has it changed anything? Try giving yourself a positive voice. Try giving yourself a kind voice and see if that actually changes anything. You know?
Oh, that's hard.
Right. Yeah, it really is.
Hard.
It really is. So
I had to go to therapy for that.
I miss a goal, and I'm like, well, that sucks, but I'm not a piece of trash for missing that goal. I had all these other things. And that's not making excuses for yourself. I mean, there's people out there who are like, you're making all the excuses. You're just being aware of your life. You're being kind to yourself, because the only way you're going to make forward progress is to be kind to yourself and internalize the idea that you are not, in fact, perfect. And you never will be. No one is perfect, except my partner. She's perfect. For me.
Except all the dogs and kitties and horses and animals in the world.
Humans are not perfect. Animals are perfect. Yeah.
They are.
They are all the goodest boys. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Oh,
yeah. That would be the singular piece of advice that I would give everybody. Just be kind to yourself. Change the voice in your head to one that doesn't trash you, because that's the one, it's the wolf you feed that is going to survive, and that's the wolf I want to survive, is the one that's like, hey man, that sucks that you didn't get that done. I get that, but look at what you get to do next. I get to write for a living.
Right.
That's my goal. And maybe I didn't get this story done, but I made the deadline. So for the next one, or I made the deadline for the last one. This story didn't get published. I got 3 rejections for it. Well, I get the chance to go back and fix it, or I get the chance to, I am. My friend Mark referred to me, Mark Lefebvre. Mark Leslie Lefebvre is a fantastic author. He writes a lot of good horror, both fiction and nonfiction. So his latest book, I think, is Ghost Stories of the Great Lakes, which is fantastic.
I'm sure there's lots of those. I live on the Great Lakes. So.
Yeah, he has called me relentlessly positive. So I didn't used to be, but I decided to change the voice in my head, and it worked.
You do strike me as relentlessly positive. It's a little gross. No, I'm just kidding. It's awesome.
Well, I gotta say, it's a lot of that has to do with meeting the love of my life. She has really made me realize that life is worth living. So once I saw that, then I was like, oh, I can just change that voice in my head, and suddenly I am so happy so much of the time because I'm being kind to myself. So
Love that so much. And I even wrote it down because I like it. I know I keep saying that one day, because we're coming up to the 5-year anniversary of this show.
oh,
What?
congratulations.
Crazy. Thank you. And I keep going, it'd be great if I made like a coffee table book of all of the greatest pieces of wisdom from the episodes.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
It would have been super smart had I thought of that when I first started, and then I could write it down as I would have heard it.
Sure,
I
sure.
didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great, but look at what you have now. You have the opportunity to write them all down now. And
Right,
have,
and then I could put them with the beautiful pictures, right? Nice
Right.
little coffee table book. I think it'd
Yeah.
be great.
yeah,
Great.
there's no clock on it. Sure, you didn't get the other ones, but you got plenty of more guests in the next
Right.
5 years.
And to be fair, it's not like I can't go back and listen.
Just how much time you want to put into it, but sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe one day we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So, what are you shamelessly self-promoting?
Unfortunately, I don't have any print copies of the third book yet. I just finished up the print production of that, and it's on its way.
Ooh, that's
But
exciting.
I got all new covers for my zombie books.
Ooh, I like that.
These have been out for 14 years, and they had 14-year-old covers until last year.
Oh,
They were
wow.
great 14 years ago, but they don't
Yeah.
suffice anymore. So, yeah. So this is the
Okay.
third one, and then the second one, and then the third one comes out. Is in final production right now.
Amazing.
That's
What happened?
weird.
I can still see and hear you.
Oh, well, good.
So.
Maybe we ran out of time. Oh,
No, we did
well,
not.
that's-
You're still right there.
Maybe I hit something on the computer. I don't know. But
You
the point
must
is that the
have.
third one is in production, final stages of production, and will be released shortly. There's also finally I have enough stories to do a print version of the follow-on short story collection for that series called The Walker Chronicles, which will come out later in the fall. I'm going to have a dual Kickstarter with that and my short story collection, my
Amazing.
non-zombie short story collection. So.
Oh, non-zombie.
Yeah, and you can find out everything you need to know about me from jasonkristopher.com, JASONKRISTOPHER.com, or you can just Google The Dying of the Light, and you'll find me. It's Dying of the Light, not The Dying Light, because that's a video game that came out after I started writing my book. So, yeah.
All right,
After I
all
published the first one, that one went into. Anyway, I got a 1-star review that said I ripped off the name of my first book because from the video game that didn't start development until 6 months after my book had come out. So if anybody's still anything from anybody, you know. But I've got a new book coming out this year. Aside from the short stories, believe it or not, it's an anthology. That's coming out with somebody who is going to be really great, and I can't talk about it just yet. So it's going to be awesome.
Well, wow.
Some big
So,
names in this
where are people
anthology.
going to follow you to then hear about this?
JasonKristopher.com has a link to my newsletter, where you can find me on Patreon. I'm not as active on Patreon. I've been trying to focus on actually getting work done instead of spending so much time on Patreon. But my newsletter is once a month, literally once a month. And you'll find everything you need there, or you can follow me on Facebook. I'm not as active on Facebook. I'm a little more active on Blue Sky, just Jason Kristopher on Blue Sky. Yeah, Blue Sky is the non-Facebook, or I guess the non-XX.
Oh, somebody was telling me about that.
Yeah. So that's the best way to find out exactly what's going on in the next month is to follow my newsletter, and you get a free ebook when you sign up for my newsletter. So.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Fantastic sci-fi story, if I do say so myself.
Excellent. I love that. And where are people going to buy these books?
Books are available everywhere. I'm working on getting direct sales on my website because that will save everybody money and make me more money. So that'll be the way to go. But you can get them on, for you guys, the best place would be, up in Canada, the best place would be Kobo. You can find all my books there, literally anywhere. If you want the print editions, you might have to go to your bookstore. and you don't want to buy from Amazon, you have to go to a bookstore and you can special request it. Or you can maybe go to bookshop.org or thrift books, or send me an email and I can get you a copy.
Many ways.
That's
all
yeah,
the ways.
Yeah, all of the ways. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It was a blast. I had a blast.
Excellent. See, that's why before we started, he's like, so is there anything particular? I was like, no, we don't do that here. It's much more entertaining that way because you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
Other than fun and helpfulness and sometimes some very deep, sad stuff. Today was not sad stuff, but I have had people cry on the show, but then still come out going, that was fun. Yeah, exactly.
Therapy happens in the least expected places. But,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So everybody make sure to check out all the links down below for Jason Kristopher, because of course we're going to post them down there. Be sure to share, like these episodes. Sharing is the absolute best way that you can help us, because really we're only 8 subscribers away from 300 on YouTube, but really we have a very important message to share about all of these topics that we talk about. So we want to get the word out to as many people as possible, because it affects pretty much everyone. Even if you don't have a diagnosed thing, you probably know somebody who does. Therefore,
Absolutely.
plus we all have good times and bad times in our life, and all of these coping strategies can be used by everyone, not necessarily somebody that has ADHD. I'm sure other people could use all of these strategies that have been told
I
today.
hope so. That's one of the reasons I was so excited to come on the show, is because if I can reach just one person and help just one person, then that's worth my time.
Yes, exactly. So yes, be sure to share, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already, because like I said, we are 8 away from 300 and I really want to hit that number. And then there was something else I was going to say. I don't remember what it is though. Except for the catchphrase. We always have to say the catchphrase at the end of the episode, because the only way to end the stigma of mental health is to speak openly and honestly.
Absolutely.
Bye.